Is that a moment where you want to punch him in the face or like what? Because like I don't like Simon Cowell. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I've wanted to punch him in the face. At times he's very mean. Like what is going through your mind when he's making those statements?
It didn't surprise me because I knew Simon Cowell is mean to other contestants on American Idol back then. So I felt like I was ready for it, and I just wanted to respond in a positive way.
So, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but right, you win this talent show at, was it UC Berkeley?
Yes.
Right? So you're a smart guy. You go to UC Berkeley. You win this, I guess it was like a talent show, a singing talent show. And then you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should try American Idol. What did your parents say about that?
I actually did not tell my parents.
Why? Why didn't you tell your parents?
Because my parents would have said no. They would say that you don't have the best singing talent. Why are you trying to get on TV?
And they were wrong because you turned it into a career. Is it fair to say that you made 7 figures from that 30 seconds on American Idol? You made over 7 figures.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You did movies. You Hung for the Holidays. I bought that album, Hung for the Holidays. Great name, by the way. No, but you sold, how many albums did you sell?
Over 250,000.
That's unbelievable. I mean, like, was there a moment where your parents said to you, you know what, William, we were wrong. We're glad you did it. Like, was there a moment in time where you were finally making money? You were famous. You were selling albums where your parents kind of admitted, yeah, you did the right thing.
Well, they are grateful for the way things turned out for my showbiz because it really helped them out in their lives as well. So yeah, I mean, they still like how to say it. It's not something they would approve. It's more like
you have strict parents, right?
Yeah, because they feel like I just got lucky.
Where are you originally from?
And me?
Yeah,
Hong Kong.
So. Is it in the culture that parents at Hong Kong, you know, a little strict when it comes to entertainment stuff, when it comes to, I don't know, whatever the case may be, Las Vegas strip clubs? Because I remember you did interviews back in the day. You didn't have a lot of nice things to say about Las Vegas, and now you're living here, right? You said it would have been bad for your image. I remember you were offered like $10,000 a week to sing 2 songs, and you turned that down, right? You were offered, go ahead.
It was $250,000.
Yeah, for the whole package, but for 30 shows, right? You were offered in Las Vegas to do 30 shows.
So at the time, I was already traveling a lot, and I got offers from House of Blues across the country. I got a lot of big live performances in front of thousands of people.
Right.
So every point of the in your life, it's all about just making the best decision you could at the time.
Do you regret any of that?
No. Like nightclub was not my first choice. That's why I said why I said. And at that time, I did already have a lot of other live performances lined up. I just can't stretch myself too thin.
Who do you think was the most famous person that you've ever met in your career because of what you did on American Idol? Who do you think is like the most famous person you've always wanted to meet that you got a chance to meet because of who you are?
I'm really not sure.
I would imagine you've met a lot of prominent people because of your American Idol fame.
Yeah, I met Paris Hilton.
What was that like?
She's a nice girl.
She's a nice girl. Wow.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone.
You met Sly. How did that happen?
Just by chance. By being in the backstage at the same time.
That's so cool. Most people you ever performed in front of?
Most people, I would say 60,000.
You performed in front of 60? I would need a diaper.
Rose Bowl. Yeah, I already did it.
You performed at the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
Wow, I don't even remember it. 60,000. So millions of people watching, 60,000 people there live. What song did you sing?
She Bangs.
Of course you did. And you're going to sing part of that coming up next. So I got to ask you, like getting on that stage in front of 60,000 people, did you ever get nervous?
Yes. My feet were rocking. I had a lot of butterflies in my stomach. When I was performing, it was like what I don't know what it was. Like it's like the stage. It felt like it was rocking as well. The energy.
I can imagine. This was like what 14 years ago or something, or
yeah, more than that.
If you don't mind me asking, tell me if I'm prying here. How much do you get paid to do that? To be on stage for like a couple minutes at the Rose Bowl? Large amount of money, 6 figures, I would assume.
No.
It wasn't that much.
No. Look, back then, I would say that at my peak. Yeah. It was between $10,000 to $20,000 per gig.
Okay, I mean that's a lot of money.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot of money, yeah. but you know, not bad for getting up there and singing a couple songs.
Absolutely not. Yeah. I'll take that anytime.
Yes, God, that is incredible. If you're just joining us, he is William Hung from American Idol fame. You now call Las Vegas your home. How long have you been here in Las Vegas?
I've been here since January, so not too long.
Why did you decide to move here?
Well, I feel that there will be more opportunities for entertainment. I just keep it real. I like how there's no state tax in Nevada because I lived in LA with my parents for a long time.
Your mom's still your manager?
Not anymore. Right now, I just manage myself, and then I have some friends I consult with.
Can I ask you about that? Because, and this is just me personally, like I understand she's your mom, she loves you, you trust her. I get all that stuff. But at some point, I'm thinking, you know, you're in your early 20s back then, right? You're my age, right? You're in your early, well, how old are you now? You're in your late 30s, right?
I am about to turn 40 this year.
Okay, so we're close to the same age. When I'm in my early 20s and I become famous, this is just me. And maybe you're a much better person than I am. The last person I want managing my life is my mom. But that's just me. You know, I want to go out with ladies.
Of course.
I want to have a good time. Now listen, I love my mom. If she wants to come to some of my shows, yeah, let's have some fun with my mom. But like, what made that decision for you to not get a professional manager? Because I would imagine your mom hasn't managed anybody before. And for her to manage you, like, what made you decide to do that and not get a professional manager? Because I would imagine your mom was around you 24/7.
That's an interesting question. Because what happened back in 2004, there really wasn't anybody that wanted to represent me. There was this one lawyer, and he wanted 40% of my lifetime earnings.
Well, that's absurd.
Even though I was a college student, 40%. I'm not that stupid.
40%? That's ridiculous. Most managers get like 10%, right?
Right.
That's insane.
Realistically, like 20% is reasonable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew that was a ripoff.
That's insanity.
Yeah. So like I said, no.
How much were you giving your mom? Be honest.
Well, here's what I would say about that one. I see more like a team hung.
Team hung. I love that.
So we pool the money together, and you know, like
team hung.
Since the windfall money that we earned, I earned, we used it to pay off all the debt. We bought 3 condos in LA. I bought a house here now in Las Vegas. So yeah, that's that. I want to be smart about it.
Do you feel like there might be a strip casino that could have some sort of variety show and you would be a part of the show? You get out there and sing 1 or 2 songs. I feel like that could work. Maybe you could get some people from, the 90s or, get some big names from, 10, 15, 20 years ago and do a show like that, a variety show where you'd be a part of it. Is that something that you think you could do?
Yeah, absolutely. It just depends on the context, the situation.
Yeah.
What else is going on with that? Now that I have more experience, like I'm not like afraid to perform for strip clubs.
Oh, you would? Wow, that would be
it's not I'm scared of it anymore.
Have you ever been in a strip club before?
I actually did perform for one. I'm not go there just to hang out. I did perform for it.
I hate to take the Howard Stern approach, but I will ask you one question. Have you ever gotten a lap dance at a strip club?
What?
Ever?
No.
Really?
No.
You're just a proper guy, right?
Yes.
Is it because you feel like it's degrading to women, or it's just not something that you're interested in? I'm trying to get inside your head.
It's something I'm not interested in.
But you like women.
I do like women.
Yes.
Because I respect them at the I respect myself. I respect them at the highest level.
Don't worry. I have to ask you about this Howard Stern interview you did though, because it was excruciating for you, I believe. Now Howard Stern, right? He's going to ask you extremely personal questions.
Of course.
He's probably not going to ask you a lot of the questions that I'm asking you about your career. And he's asking you about, gosh, everything from masturbation to your personal dating life. He's asking you about porn magazines. And I see you sitting there in this 45-minute interview, right? Because that's about how long it was. And you're 5 feet away from arguably, I would say, the most popular radio host of all time. And he's asking you all these questions. Was there a moment in that interview where you just considered leaving?
Yes, in my head there was. I would be lying to you if I say I didn't. But I need to just hang in there. Try to handle it as best as I could.
That interview has millions of views, by the way.
Oh wow!
And your mom is sitting there, right, in the green room.
Yes.
What did she say to you in private after that interview? I'm curious.
She said, like, how she actually complained to the record company. It's like the people that put me up there. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but
but she's doing it for my own good, right?
Understood. But I'm going to be honest with you, William, and I understand your mom wants to protect her son. And maybe this is the type of thing where if you're an experienced agent, Howard's going to ask you those questions. I'm actually surprised that your mom and nobody said, hey, he's going to ask you personal sexual questions. If you don't want to answer them, say that's private, but be prepared. I feel like that's a manager's job to prepare you for an interview. This is Howard Stern. You know what I mean?
Well, she's more like we based on
Yeah.
Hong Kong and Asian entertainment.
It's strict. I get it.
Yeah.
But you have to admit this, though. Your album was called Hung for the Holidays. Now, it's very funny. Some people would sexualize that. Hey, I like it. I think it's funny.
Oh my God.
Well, but it's funny though.
I know.
It's funny. It's funny. Your last name. It's a play on your last name. It's funny. I'm not saying everybody that does an interview you should be asking you about your masturbation habits, but I can understand why your mom would be a little upset. But do you understand that that's the entertainment business and it's going to get a lot of views? And if he just asked you 45 minutes about an album or your music career, some of his listeners wouldn't like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. It would be boring. Yeah.
What would you say was the most enjoyable interview you've ever done, besides this one, of course?
Well, it's I can't think of a single.
You did thousands, right?
Yeah, I did so many, right?
Thousands.
Yeah, I like all of them for different reasons. Because sometimes I talk about more the spiritual, mental health side. Other times I do talk more about the entertainment.
Because you're a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
So when you do this type of motivational speaking, what is like the motto of what you talk about? Like, are you talking about the music industry? Are you talking about how to make it just in life, doing your passion, do what you love to do? Like, what is the gist of what you talk about when you do motivational speaking? I would imagine it would be a little different for different crowds.
Right. But the overall message is the same. It's that you can make the choice to be a champion regardless of your circumstances.
Right. And you've gotten this, I would imagine, for the last 15 years. And again, people nitpick, they make fun. I want to talk about the Joe Rogan show because I know you did a video about this.
Yes.
Where you had an actor who's Asian who was asked to play you in some sort of movie. I don't even know if that movie was ever made.
Right, biopic. Yeah.
Right, a biopic. And Joe Rogan's talking about you, and they're both talking about you. And the actor, I'm forgetting his name. I don't know why.
Kim Yo-Yang.
Right. Very funny actor, by the way.
Yes.
Very, very funny guy. Great comedian. And he said it was insulting, right? I'm paraphrasing here, but he said it was insulting that he was asked to play you. What did you make of that? I mean, Joe Rogan has right now the most popular podcast on the planet, and here he is and his guest talking about you. And this was fairly recent, right? It wasn't that long ago.
No.
Yeah.
It does bother me. And that's why I want to make a video to stand up for myself.
Right.
It's not to necessarily fight back or anything. It's more like I want to share my perspective so that people don't just hear their perspective.
I mean, you say embrace it, but I would imagine there are some people that are hurtful, right?
Yeah.
There are some people that will say, and by the way, I think what you did is great. I think it's funny. I think it's about entertainment. By the way, I don't think you're this horrible singer either, by the way. I just think your moves were a little strange. It was kind of funny to see you out there,
right.
But there are people out there that say hurtful things. They'll make fun of your accent. There are some people that are racist. You know that.
Yeah.
There's a line that you should never cross, right? But when people laugh and say, "Oh my God, that's that little Asian guy that couldn't sing," I mean, I don't think some people say that as a hurtful thing, right? Right? There's a line that you shouldn't cross, and you felt like on the Joe Rogan podcast they crossed a line, right? Why do you feel that way?
Because calling me mentally challenged,
which you're not,
which I'm not,
right?
It's just not right, because that's not true.
Right.
And that's looking back at the whole journey for my showbiz, that's the reason I got into the showbiz in the first place. Yes, the money is nice, but it's not just about the money. It's about sharing my version of the story,
your experience,
and my experience.
I don't know what this feels like, and I'll probably never know what this feels like my entire life. Anybody around my age, 10 years younger, even 10 years older, they say the name William Hung, everybody knows who you are. What is that like? Like, what is that like when you can go up to any random person and say, hey, this is me. Look, this is and like everybody remembers you. Like, what does that feel like? That's like, to me, that's strange. Like, it's like everybody knows who you are. And I'm not saying everybody's going to recognize you in the streets or whatever, but I'm sure that still happens. But like, everybody knows that name associated with American Idol. What is that like?
Well, it could be difficult at times because I was not used to live under a microscope like that. Everything I say, everything I do, people will critique. People will get on me for it. So yeah, it took me a long time to get used to that.
I understand that. Do people still recognize you when you're
Yeah,
out?
they do.
What do people say to you?
They go like, "Oh my God, are you that She Bangs guy?"
The She Bangs guy.
She Bangs guy. I love it.
I love that. That's so. Like, what do you say to them? Do you admit it? Like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
me.
yeah, that was
Do you ever
me.
get annoyed? Like, have you had interactions? Not even maybe recently, but where people go up to it and it's just annoying. Like, do you have any interactions like that that are not pleasant? Or
Well, I would say that like if people ask me politely for pictures and autographs, I usually say yes, as long as I'm not in a hurry to do something.
right?
But there are people that let's say, like, I would say, annoy me because it's almost like they take it for granted.
Right.
Like that. There was a few days ago, there was this lady that was like almost pushed me. I know she didn't. I know she didn't do it intentionally, but it did feel like she pushed me. And like, hey, I remember you. Can I have a picture of you? And she did it in a way that's really like
aggressive,
really rude.
15 years ago, did you have like paparazzi following you ever?
Actually did.
Tell me that story.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like when I was in Berkeley and I first got famous, there were like two reporters, from a Chinese newspaper, and they would wait for me right downstairs at where I lived.
That's so like stalkish.
Yeah,
right? That's uncomfortable. That's stalkish.
It's very uncomfortable.
Right.
But again, that's a choice, right? I could live.
Yeah.
I had a right to actually call police on them. You know?
I don't blame you.
That was really stalking. That was really like
and that was at your college?
Yeah.
And you because during American Idol, you hadn't even graduated yet, and then you just blew up, right? And you were still in college.
Yeah.
So that had to be a little difficult. People in class recognizing you and that sort of thing that happened.
Right. But I do want to say that that's not why I did, because I don't feel right about that. I feel that because I know those reporters were young. They're probably college kids as well.
Right.
They're just doing their job, really.
Yeah. Understood.
So I didn't want to do that. The way I approached it instead is, I actually try to be friends with them. But but I did talk to them. We had a meal together, and I told them, hey, these are my limits.
That's understandable.
You don't need to follow me 24/7. I give you more time, you get what you need.
Understood.
And then the most important thing is that I actually asked them a favor. Is that make sure when you write about me, you do it in a truthful way. I don't want to see.
Did people lie about you?
No, that's not a lie. It's more like they paint the different version of the story.
Right.
It's like or just negative version or whatever, right? So because I treated them well, it worked out in my favor. They actually put out something positive about me.
I have to ask you this, because like when people ask me, sometimes people ask me, Brian, how come you're not married? How come you don't have kids? And my response to them, well, a lot of women don't like ugly, bald Jewish men. That's usually my response. I'm going to ask you the same question, but in a different way, because look, here's a guy, you've obviously been very successful. You come from, I would imagine it appears as though you come from a very nice family. You have a college degree. You're a smart guy. You're into stock trading, stockbroker, right? You've done a lot of this stuff. And you've had a pretty nice entertainment career for yourself, to say the least. When people ask you, well, William, how come you don't have a family? How come you're not married? How come you don't have kids? What is your response to that?
Well, I did try to get married and divorced twice already. So
You've been through it twice.
Yeah. So
did these women take all your money?
Well, I would say that the first one really hurts because I didn't know how to manage the risk.
How old were you in your first marriage?
Maybe 27, 28.
Okay, so this was only several years after you became famous. So
yeah,
5 years, 4 or 5 years.
5, yeah.
And if you don't mind me asking, what went wrong there in your first marriage?
I just didn't know that person very well.
How long did you date her before you guys got married?
Too quick. So I did online dating.
You did. Wait, hold on a second. I got back up. William Hung from American Idol was on a dating app.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's a Chinese website called Two Red Beans.
Two Red Beans?
Yeah.
So you're on Two Red Beans. Okay, so this is incredible to me, because like all these people, I'm sure some of the women recognized you, right?
Yeah.
Did you get dates because of your name recognition, you think?
Back then I wasn't interested. I wasn't ready to start a family. About 5 years after American Idol fame, the initial fame, I thought my showbiz was slowing down. maybe it's time for me to get settled. And that was the same time when I finished school and got my day job.
2 red beans. I love beautiful Asian women, so I got to tell you, I might be going on that website soon. I got to tell you. All right, so you go on 2 red beans. You meet this lady who you like. You date for a little while. Is it fair to say you proposed to her way too soon?
Yes.
You think you're in love.
Yes.
By the way, I proposed to a girl once 3 months dating, so trust me, I'm with you.
Okay.
I made a mistake.
Right.
So you meet her too soon, and then you live together and you get to know her a little bit more, and things just don't work out.
Right. I don't think her heart was towards me. She just wanted the green card.
Oh, she wanted a green card. You signed a prenup?
The first one I didn't, and that's why it was awful.
Oh,
it was a financial disaster.
Oh my God, I hate to ask you. She took hundreds of thousands from me.
Oh my God, I don't even want to mention the number, but that was awful.
Okay, your mother, who seems to, I don't want to use the term controlling. She's a loving mom. Your mom seems like a very nice lady. She didn't tell you to sign a prenup?
Only after the first experience that I did a prenup for the second one. Yeah.
She didn't. She knew you were getting married to someone, and she didn't tell you to get a prenup. You didn't get any advice from any of your friends or your family. I'm shocked to hear that.
I was so naive at the time. I thought
you were young. You were in your mid-20s. Yeah.
I thought it was like first love, first sight. Yeah.
So how long were you married for?
Oh my gosh. I mean, technically it's 10 months, but
not very long.
But no, not very long. We broke up with like
so disastrous situation.
Yes.
She takes a lot of your money that you earned.
Yes.
Horrible situation.
Yes.
That must have taken you a lot of time to get over that. Hey, we all make mistakes, man, brother. I did too. I never got married, but I was engaged, and that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
And then when is your second marriage? How many years later?
Maybe 2 years, 3 years later.
So you got right back into it, man.
Well, it took some time to get there. And the second one, like she was a good person.
Yeah.
I felt I was marrying the right person, but it was like 2.5 years of a difficult relationship.
Yeah.
And then ultimately it didn't work out because I feel like the second person, I wasn't there for her. I felt like I neglected her.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's understandable.
And that's because the second during the second marriage, I wasn't financially. I was in bad shape. I was actually in bad shape. I was working a day job. I barely getting by. I was hustling poker, and then because of that, I didn't spend.
So you're not you don't have gigs anymore necessarily, right? You don't have a ton.
I do have some, but not enough.
Not enough to make a really good living these days, or at least when you were married to your second wife. So you're actually playing poker and playing cash games and stuff to get by. So that's right. That's stressful, right?
It is.
That's not a fun way to make a living.
No. Right? So I do have income from my day job at the time, but it wasn't great. It was like I had to pinch pennies. I had to worry about going to Starbucks every day. Oh
my gosh! So fair to say, you leave all this crap behind you.
Yeah.
You start a new life here in Las Vegas. You just moved to Las Vegas. You buy a home out here, right?
Yeah.
Right. You buy a nice home out here, and you're starting over. And hey, maybe you could get something going in the entertainment world. I do know a lot of people who run clubs and stuff. Maybe I can give you some numbers and hook you up with that. Do you have a manager now? Do you have somebody that helps you with gigs or anything?
Not yet.
You need that. You definitely need that, because I can guarantee you that there are some people in Las Vegas that would love to have you up there on stage for singing a couple songs. I know I do. That's why you're here right now. And if you're just joining us, we're speaking with William Hung from American Idol fame. By the way, Hung for the Holidays. I still have that album, by the way. I still have that. It sold. The guy sold over 250,000 copies. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so we're going to have a treat when we come back. William Hung is nice enough, he has agreed to sing She Bang, She Bang, a little She Bang, She Bang for us live on the radio. William, when was the last time you did this?
What do you mean?
When was the last time you sang this song either on the radio or performed in front of people?
Not too long ago.
Really?
Nah.
Okay, so this is something you get a lot of requests to do this.
Yeah.
And you oblige, so I appreciate that. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, William Hung from American Idol fame is going to sing a little Ricky Martin for us when we come back. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on KSHP.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premium Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Look, it's impossible for the average person to find a great attorney out there. There's so much misinformation. Now, let me introduce you to former Chief Deputy District Attorney Thomas Moskal. He was Las Vegas's top DUI prosecutor for years. He prosecuted the most high-profile DUI cases in Clark County. No one knows more about DUI law in Nevada. Just Google it. If you get charged with DUI, whether it's a misdemeanor or even more importantly, a felony, you need Thomas Moskal representing you. His relationships with the prosecutors and judges and his knowledge of DUI law to work for you. So give him a call now or text him at 702-848-5555. It's your life and liberty that's at stake. Don't wait. Call now. That number again, 702-848-5555. I want to tell you guys about one of my favorite doctors in the Valley, Dr. K. She's a board-certified internal medicine physician. She's been in practice for over 20 years, went to Yale. She believes in treating body and mind as a whole by achieving harmony and balance. She offers hormone replacement, Botox, skin rejuvenation, even snoring treatment, because we know how that can be annoying from time to time. Also plasma treatments and so much more with cutting-edge technology. Please give her a call, 702-410-5779. You could also give her an email at cosmeticaesthetics.lv@gmail.com. Again, that number, 702-410-5779. Call Dr. K. Tell them I sent you, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
Do you want to be part of one of the fastest growing shows in the Valley? Well, now is your chance. Pushing the Limits covers it all. The only show in town talking news, politics, sports, entertainment, you name it. You can now give your business the push it needs to take it to the next level. We have all sorts of advertising packages that can fit your budget. Give us a call at 725-256-9809 or send us an email at ptlvegassales@gmail.com and be part of the fastest growing show in Las Vegas.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices, office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client. So please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
Shopping is always easy with the Radio Shopping Show. Whether it's shopping during any one of our live shows right here on AM 1400 or listening live on the KSHP app, you can always call in at 702-221-7283 to pick up great deals with your favorite host. Or shop 24/7 at kshp.com. Go to kshp.com and select Shopper's Guide to browse hundreds of businesses featured on the show. Place your order online and we'll have it shipped right to your front door. With so many possibilities, it's hard not to shop.
All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a Thursday. I want to tell you guys about my good friends at Jackson's Bar and Grill, located at Flamingo and Jones. Walk in there, and you mention my name, you get $10 free slot play. They're also giving out $100 gas cards. The more you play, the more chances you have to win. Jackson's Bar and Grill, located at Flamingo and Jones. And the guy we have with us in studio right now, of course, a very recognizable name and face, William Hung from American Idol fame. He now calls Las Vegas his home. And I think if you've been here about a year, you are officially a Las Vegas local. William, do you feel like you're a Las Vegas local yet? Are you getting used to the city?
Yes, I am.
I feel like when I first moved here, I moved to the Boulder Highway. I had no idea what the Boulder Highway was. And I was like, oh, this is terrible, right? There's a lot of crime down there. And they found a guy chopped up in a suitcase. And that's when I said to myself, you know what? I think I want to move. And I didn't really understand, all the great parts of Las Vegas and what Vegas has to offer locals. People just think there's just a strip. what I tell people, and you tell me whether you agree or not, is that Vegas is a great city that gives you choices. If you want the calm lifestyle away from the strip, calm, nice area, you can have that. If you want the crazy lifestyle, you can have that. If you want a little bit of both, you can have that. That's why I love Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, and that's why I like Las Vegas as well. I like that choices, the lifestyle, the different kinds of lifestyles that you can experiment.
You have any like favorite spots yet? Like any restaurants or places that you go regularly that you like?
I do. For dim sum, I don't know why I go to the new Asian barbecue a lot
That's good.
on Spring Mountain.
There's a lot of good Korean barbecue places out there. All you can eat sushi.
Yeah.
Spring Mountain's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
You go out there a lot. It is a lot of fun. Any other spots you like?
I like the Mr. Tofu.
Oh yeah.
For Korean.
Any favorite casinos?
I like the Red Rock, Palace Station, and Green Valley.
I know you play poker. Any other forms of gambling you enjoy?
I actually like Baccarat a lot.
Baccarat's a fun game to play.
Yeah.
It's a guessing game, right?
It is.
I don't understand. Like they all chart the tables and stuff, and I'm like, it's so random. Does that ever work?
No, I'm not gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah.
So what I'm experimenting, and I want to say very, very carefully, experimenting.
Yes.
Is that I am trying to see if I can get an edge on the dragon and the panda bets, the side bets, because they pay like slot, but it's like it feels like a good feeling, like hitting jackpot. Because there are some Chinese version of Baccarat where you get paid 40-1 by hitting a three card banquet 7.
See, then you don't have to worry about working. Just hit it like a huge jackpot. What is it like the lottery? I know the lottery is illegal in the state of Nevada, but if you go to Prem, isn't it like close to $1 billion? Somebody told me like that. What would you do if you won the lottery? If you won like close to $1 billion, what's the first thing that you
It's
would
over
do?
$1 billion.
Is it over $1 billion now? Wow.
Well, the first thing I do is I pay off all my loans.
You still owe money on college tuition?
Yeah, because I think that in terms of how I manage my finances, I think it's smart to delay paying off the debts that has no interest rate or very low interest rate.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true with student loans. I mean, maybe Joe Biden's gonna
forgive the most of it. So you don't know. There's no point of paying it early.
Who'd you vote for? Did you vote for Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Oh, I did vote for Biden, but I'm really not sure if that's the best call.
I think it's better than Trump. I think I voted for Biden as well. First Democrat I ever voted for in my life, by the way.
Yeah.
But he's not a very good president. I don't like Kamala Harris. I don't like Joe Biden, but I think Donald Trump, as I like to call him, is the orange turd. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump at all. How do people in your country feel about Donald Trump? I'm curious.
What do you mean?
In Hong Kong, like what is the feeling about Donald Trump? Do people ever talk about Donald Trump?
I'm not so sure. That's why I don't feel like it would be good for me to comment on that. But I would say like personally, like I thought the economy would be better.
Yeah.
Like regardless of whether you are a fan of Trump or not, the economy was good for me. It's like I'm so glad my retirement portfolio is actually going up instead of down like right now.
If William Hung, if I get you a gig on the Strip, is there any way you can get me a date with Paula Abdul? Is there any way that can happen? She is unbelievably hot.
I can try to connect you, but I can't promise anything further.
Ask her if she likes bald Jewish guys. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. All right, William. Without further ado, my friend, the song that made you famous, you were going to perform, which I appreciate, right here on the show, a cappella. Though he does not want any music in the background, so it's going to be just like his performance on American Idol when he was trying out.
Yep.
So without further ado, I am going to shut up now, ladies and gentlemen. Here is William Hung from American Idol performing the song that made him famous, She Bang, She Bang by Ricky Martin.
She bangs, oh baby, when she moves, I go crazy cause she looks like it flow, but she still like it be. Now every girl in history.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Does that ever get old?
I'm used to it because I actually do it every day for my cameos now. So yeah, it's cool.
So these cameos, a lot of celebrities are doing cameos these days. What does that pay?
Well, everybody's different because some people they do charge at least $100 or more per short video. For me, I try to make it more accessible between the $30 to $40 range because that way I can get more consistent requests every single day.
Yeah.
So everybody's different, and I'm cool with that because for me, yes, like I said before, the money is nice, but my primary motivation is to reach out to as many people as possible, inspire as many people as possible.
I am on a mission now. I'm on a mission, not a wishing. I don't know what that is. I am on a mission now, William Hung. I am going to get you a gig here in Las Vegas doing something entertainment wise. We have a million karaoke bars here in Las Vegas, some that are more successful than others. I am sure that there's somebody that would be willing to pay you an appearance fee on a weekly basis to show up and maybe do some karaoke and promote karaoke. I am sure that there are some shows on the Strip that would probably want you, just like maybe 15 years ago. I know that 15 years ago, you blew up, but I'm sure that there are still some showrooms and some casinos in Las Vegas that would want you to perform and do a couple shows, a week or something along those lines. I am on a mission. I am going to find out about this for you. What would be the dream gig for you in Las Vegas where your life is at right now?
My dream show would be having my own William Hung show, like a variety show, where I'm, of course, I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna share my stories. Make it a good time. But I also want to, bring along some of my friends to share that, to build that experience for my fans.
If you had to pick a celebrity that you would want to play you in a movie, who would that be? Who do you think could play a good William Hung?
Oh, I'm not so sure if I can think of someone right now. It's very hard because for me, I just want to keep it real. I think it's better for me to play myself.
Yeah, understood. You wrote a book. I want you to tell me a little bit about the book. I would imagine it's a lot about your life growing up and how you got, this American Idol fame. Tell me a little bit about this book that you wrote.
I wrote a book called Champion by Choice. I wrote this book about 3 to 4 years ago. And the premise of the book is that you can choose to be a champion in your life, regardless of your circumstances.
How do people get their hands on this book? How do they purchase it?
Couple of ways. One way is to just go to Amazon.com and look for the book Champion by Choice.
Yeah.
The other way is through my Etsy shop, because if you order one from the Etsy shop, you can also get a personalized autograph from me.
I like that. Explain to me why you're so new to Twitter. You're a name that everybody knows, certainly around our age. Why are you so new to Twitter? Why didn't you start on Twitter like over a decade ago? I'm mesmerized by that.
I am quite behind with social media in general, because I wasn't a very good with social media in the beginning. Because I remember the time I went viral, it was just from my website, williamhung.net. The social media was not as big back then. So yeah, I just didn't know, like, oh wow, I could get into this.
Yeah. All right. I have to ask you this. Give me your dream girl, William Hung. Give me a girl. I know your first 2 marriages didn't work very well.
Ooh.
Give me a woman, all the qualities you want in a woman that you would like to be Mrs. Hung.
Okay, so I would say that I want Mrs. Hung to love me for who I am as a person, even if I was not famous, because there could be one day where I'm not famous. I'm just a normal guy.
Yeah, like me every day.
I would like that person to also be okay with taking risks in life. Not and when I say take risks, not reckless. I'm not because I'm not gonna go push $100,000 on the table when I cannot afford it, right? That's not what I want. But at the same time, what I do now with entertainment, with gambling, there's gonna be risks. There's gonna be good months, there's gonna be bad months. So I don't want the other person to go freak out.
Have you ever had situations where, I don't know, you're at a restaurant, you're at a bar, and a beautiful woman approaches you and recognizes you and starts talking to you? Have you had interactions like that over the years where a beautiful woman just comes up to you and starts talking to you, in essence, maybe even hitting on you because they know who you are because you're that guy from American Idol?
I don't think I have a beautiful girl hitting me up at a restaurant like that way, but I did have beautiful girls, like just really want to hug me right away, want to take a picture with me because they are fans.
Do you feel like if you had all that craziness now, you would take more advantage of it, and maybe you didn't take advantage of it 15 years ago?
Yes, I would say that now I would be better at how to say it, maximizing social media compared to before.
You would have so many followers. I mean, when you look at even somebody like Sanjaya, do you remember that guy from American Idol? I remember Howard Stern is the one who promoted Sanjaya, and he's still making money off of appearances and stuff. And then there are a lot of people from American Idol that, some maybe more talented than others, but boy, a lot of careers have been made from that show, American Idol. What do you make of that show? I'm just curious, the progression of the show from when you tried out for it to what it's become.
Well, I think American Idol is still what it stands for. In essence, it's more like finding that hometown local singing hero. They are pretty good singers. All the winners are pretty good singers. They definitely have professional training, not like me.
Right, according to Simon Cowell. Yeah,
yeah. Just randomly showing up like that.
Right.
But at the same time, they might not be like the top professionally trained compared to like, let's say opera singers, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not about that. It's about having that story to inspire people to listen to his or her music.
Who are some of your favorite musicians? Maybe a musician that you've never seen in concert before, or like if you had to see a concert tonight, what would be your dream concert?
Ooh, I actually want to go see Jasmine Trias.
Oh, that's
she was here in Las Vegas not too long ago.
Yes.
She's also in the same season.
Yes.
So yeah, next time I definitely want to catch her.
Any rock bands, any other types of bands that you're a big fan of growing up that you've seen, or anybody that you'd want to see?
Well, I think
Ricky Martin. I mean, Ricky Martin's song made you famous. Have you ever met Ricky Martin?
Yes, I actually performed with him right here in Las Vegas.
Did you really? When was this?
Monte Carlo, 2018.
What is the interaction with him? I would imagine you got a chance to speak with him.
Yeah,
What was that like?
We actually had a picture together.
Well, what's the first thing he says to you? Like,
he said that it's so nice to meet you.
Because obviously he knew who you were.
Yeah. Like that. I think he said something. I forgot the exact words, but like he was like very grateful that I performed his song "She Bangs." Yeah.
If Kim Jong-un invited you to sing for him, would you go do it?
You mean the president of North Korea? Maybe.
Kim Jong-un calls you and he says, hey, William, got a bunch of beautiful Asian women here waiting for you. We'll pay you 25 grand or 100 grand or whatever. Would you do that?
Maybe.
Evil murderous dictator. Would you still do it?
Well, I'm very careful to jump to conclusions because people have a lot of the public figures have certain reputations, but until you get to know them in person and know what's behind them, I'm not sure which way to go.
Vladimir Putin called you. Would you perform for him?
Oh my God, you really put me on the spot here. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's that. I'm not sure because I don't know him that well either.
If Donald Trump called you tomorrow and he said, William, Melania is a huge, I can't do an impersonation. I'll pay you $100,000. You come to Mar-a-Lago, you take your shirt off and you sing "She Bang, She Bang" in front of my wife. Would you do it?
I have to think about it.
You would consider it, though. You would consider taking your shirt off.
I have to think about it because it's not something I normally do.
What's the weirdest request you've ever had for money? I'm curious.
The weirdest request.
In the 15 years you've been famous, the weirdest financial request ever given to you.
I do think that taking my clothes off for like a bathing commercial is pretty close to it.
How many clothes did you have to take off? You had to take off your pants too?
That one, let's just say that I had to go naked, and I don't want that.
So you didn't do it?
No, I did not.
How much money did they? Wait, what was the commercial for?
It was for like a bath, some kind of bathing.
So they literally wanted to see if William was hung.
Basically.
Can I? Do you mind if you're a man of principles? Do you mind if I ask you how much did they offer you to take off all your clothes?
I'm not. I don't want to review that, but it was a lot.
It was 6 figures.
Yeah.
6 figures.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
I couldn't pay somebody 6 figures.
But here's the thing. There are some things that I'm not gonna do, regardless of how much you pay me.
Of course.
Because like you said, I am a man of principles. I don't cross that line for myself.
Did you even consider doing that though? That's a lot of money, William. We're talking about here.
I thought about it, but
what type of advertisement would be able to air something like that? Where would that even air? A naked William hung? Like, I don't understand. Where could you even play that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know, but here's my thought process at the time when I made the decision. When that offer came, it was during my peak. Like when I got all the live performances, I was selling albums like hotcakes.
What's the most money you ever got paid for one gig?
25,000.
How long did you have to perform for?
Not that long.
Like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
25 grand in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And now here we are, right? 15 years later. Do you look back on that and it makes you even appreciate it more? Like, God damn, I can't believe how much money I was making. Like, does it make you think like that? Like, wow, 10 minutes on stage and I made 25 grand. Most people make a little bit more than that and they have to work for a year.
No, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be mesmerizing, no, I would think, right? Like
Yeah.
the money you were making at that time doing that. Now we have, Britney Spears, when she was performing on the Strip, $300,000 to lip sync. You've never lip sync before, have you?
No.
You've never done that. What do you think of musicians that lip sync and get paid boatloads of money?
I used to feel bad about that because I feel like they're not really like putting out their full talent, entertainment, whatever. But I think now looking at the other side of it, if people accept that form of entertainment, lip sync, that's fine. It's still entertainment.
Yeah, well, that's true. It is a form of entertainment. I don't know if I'd call that a musician, though.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if people know what they're getting and they show up to a show and they expect lip syncing, like, listen, there's certain people that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and then there's other people, musically, that I would say, no, I don't have as much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's a little strange,
Yeah.
But again, if you're just joining us, we're speaking William Hung. Okay, so William, if somebody's listening to this interview right now, you're a new Vegas local. You've been here almost a year, right? And hey, you want to get out there, you want to meet people, you want to perform. How do people even reach you? Do you want them just to catch you on social media?
Yeah,
on Twitter?
So, right. I think the easiest way is definitely through social media.
Mhm.
I'm most active on Instagram, William Hung Official. Twitter is also fine. But I'm not as active. Facebook. I have all the accounts, but
Yeah.
but right now I'm just trying to focusing on Instagram.
Gotcha. And I know you do a lot of charity. I know you just won a charity poker tournament the other day. I've gone to plenty of those charity tournaments. In fact, I played in the main event of the 2009 World Series of Poker because I won one of those charity events. I won a free seat into the main event. I know you do a lot of charity work. So if you ever need any help, promoting anything, certainly just let me know. What do you think is the biggest misconception about you? The biggest misconception in the country or wherever in the world that people have about you over the course of the last 10 to 15 years that you want to clear up with people, that you have to clear up with people?
Well, the biggest misconception about me is like those those negative critics. They think that I should never be in showbiz, making a fool of myself, making life harder for other Asian entertainers, and that's just not true. That's not what I stand for.
Do you think to this day some people still feel that way?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm somewhat because the way I showed up on that American Idol audition, I wasn't prepared for it.
But you showed up because you just won a talent contest, right?
Right.
And in your heart, you showed some guts and you said, hey, I'm just going to show up and I'm going to see what happens, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty much how it went down. You didn't show up to American Idol saying, hey, I'm just going to make fun of myself. I'm going to
absolutely not.
I'm going to play off the fact that I'm Asian and my accent. No. You didn't. Now, if you went into it doing that, then I still wouldn't have had a problem with that. You know why? Because if there are people out there that enjoy it, regardless if they think that it's funny or you're a great singer or a horrible singer, I say, who the hell cares? If people are willing to pay to watch you entertain, whether it be buying one of your albums or going to one of your shows, it's about entertainment. And if people don't like it, guess what? We live in a free country. You don't have to go.
Right.
That's kind of like how I feel about that whole thing. I don't think you did anything wrong.
Yeah.
I think you're a fun guy. I think you've got some guts to be able to do what you did. Is not easy to be able to go out there and sing and dance with no training at all, performing in front of 60,000 people, regardless of whether people think you're funny or a good singer or a bad singer. You did it.
Yes.
And it worked.
Yeah.
You made a lot of money. It seems to me you had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd have a little bit more fun doing it now because you're more prepared for kind of like the celebrity stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think you did anything wrong. What would you say to have you talked to Simon Cowell at all over the years?
Not too much. I see him a couple of events and he's in the past and he still said the same thing about me. He's like, you're never going to make it. You know, why waste your time? Yeah.
So this was even after you made all this money.
Yeah. Initially, like
What a jerk! Like this was behind closed doors.
they kind of, yeah, behind the scenes.
Okay, so hold on a second here. What a jerk! What an a-hole! You're telling me that you having a conversation with Simon Cowell privately, and he was still nasty to you?
No, I don't think it was nasty. I just think he was brutally honest, and you know he has he has. I feel like he is right to say what he said, right? Like I don't have what it takes. You know, I'm not gonna last very long because I wouldn't bet on myself either at the time.
How about so Simon Cowell still said that to you even after you made tons of money?
No, it was like I remember it was like right after the American Idol audition, they broadcast it, and then I met him at the Ryan Seacrest show.
Ryan Seacrest, nice guy.
Yeah,
he's always been nice to you.
Yeah.
Paul Abdul over the years.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite judge?
I like Paula.
Yeah. Well, she's a legend.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a legend in the business. Beautiful woman. Well, William, this has definitely been an honor having you in here. Appreciate you coming in and taking the time. You are now officially a Vegas local, my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you called Vegas your home. We got a lot of great people in this city, former athletes, whether it be musicians or somebody like you from American Idol. There's a